As Kara mentioned, we do have a lot of youth and children's things coming up, and you will find those in the back of your bulletin. Logos Restart moved from last week to this week, so choirs and youth group are back this Wednesday from 5 to 7 for all children 4 years old through high school. So if you have a student in your life who you love who would be interested and you have questions, please find me or Bill to talk about children's choirs, things such as. One thing I do want to highlight, since it involves not just our youth, but all of you, following Youth Sunday on February 23rd, we will have a lunch provided by the youth group. We're going to have info coming out this week, youth parents. I know this is a new thing you're hearing, but we're going to do chili soup cook-off kind of competition between the students. We're also going to have a small dessert auction that day as well. So students can make desserts with their families. They can make chilies. Everyone's got a family chili or soup recipe. So bring it in. We're going to have a fun time. We're also going to have some students highlight mission work they've done in the past. All of this money goes directly to paying for student mission this year. So I know we have ski trip and spiritual retreat and stuff like that coming up, but specifically this event goes to paying for students who want to go on the mission trip, which that info is in the back of your bulletin. So plan on coming that day, hearing our wonderful ministers, seeing our youth participate in all aspects of the service, and then stay for lunch and vote on your favorite. It's going to be a great time. All right, with all those wonderful things out of the way, I'd like to invite our children forward for our children's moment. As the rest of our group makes it in, I have a question. Does anyone know what a baptism is? Do we know what that is? Have we heard that word before, maybe? Oh, we don't know what a baptism is. So, Pastor Kara is going to tell a story about when Jesus was baptized. Baptism is one of the oldest things that we as Christians do. And there's a lot of different ways to be baptized. Some churches baptize people when they're babies, and then they have like a confirmation. That comes later. This church, in general, what we do is when you come up to this church and you say that you want to be a Christian, you want to follow the teachings that Christ gave, you believe that Jesus Christ was God's Son, that he came and that he lived and he ministered so that we can understand God better, and that Jesus died, but then God made Jesus alive again. That's called the resurrection. We believe these things. When you're ready to do those things, the way that we show, the way that you show the world that this is what I am a Christian, is by being baptized. And what happens is, in this church, we fill that whole thing of water right back there. Can you guys see that? Under the stained glass. We fill it with water, and then me or Pastor Kara or Pastor Bill or someone from the church stands in. Somebody comes down. They tell everybody that they believe in Jesus, and we dunk them down. And we pick them up. In fact, we only do it once. Some churches do it more than that. Some places you stand in the regular church and they pour water on your head, or they sprinkle it with water. Those are all different ways that people baptize. But in this church, in general, we dunk people and we pull them back up. And that means a lot of different stuff. That you were died, that Jesus died and rose again, so we are doing that. Also, we believe that's how Jesus was baptized. When he was baptized, Kara's going to tell that story today, but it's something that basically every Christian does and has done for thousands of years. Can you guys imagine how long thousands of years are? That's a really, really long time. So I hope as you get older and as you're in this church and you're learning stories and you're singing songs and you're thinking, what does it mean to follow Jesus? Ask your parents questions about their baptism. Ask your Sunday school teachers, and they will give you some fantastic information, because I hope that each and every one of you, I pray for it all the time, that each one of you will say that I want to be a Christian, and that means I want to be baptized, because it's a really cool thing. Can you guys pray with me before we head to Worship and Wonder? Can we close our eyes? Father, say, Dear God, thank you for sending Jesus to show us love. Amen. Let's go to Worship and Wonder.